First of all, I'd like to apologize for my previous video. Cartoon Network was very protective of their movie that they would not let me talk about it for 12 minutes. But today I am challenging myself once again for the final time. We are recapping Steven Universe Future from memory.
Steven Universe Future, here we are.
Steven Universe Future.
We are in fact in the future. I just noticed the positioning of this microphone covers up Steven's face. But if I'm over here, it's like I'm on the right side of the screen. Oh wait, this is actually a great angle. This might be the new default. I like this a lot. Okay, let's actually start the video. Little homeschool. So Steven has this bathtub of all the diamond elixirs to bring gems back to life, whether they've been poofed or shattered. So he brings back a gem and takes them on a tour of Little Homeschool. Title of the episode! So it's basically this area of misplaced gems, figuring out what they want to do with their life, now that the Diamond Authority isn't telling them their purpose. They gotta find a new purpose now. So there's just random classes around Little Homeschool teaching them various things to see what they like to do. I'm just going off of memory, by the way. I might be wrong. So after Steven shows the new gem around, he sits down with Amethyst on a bench and is like, man, this Little Homeschool project is going really well, but there's a particular gem that he wants to have a redemption arc, and that's Jasper. He goes out and finds Jasper in a cave just by herself out there. So they have this back and forth dialogue of Jasper's only purpose was to fight. And Steven's like, yeah, you could do something else though. If you come back with me to Little Homeschool, we can figure out a different purpose for you. And Jasper just sees this as super negative, like, you're just trying to manipulate me. So they fight in the woods for a little bit. And I think this first episode is the first inkling that Steven has like more pink powers, that he's more powerful than he realizes. And Jasper is like, yo, let me know if you ever want to train with those new pink powers.
Maybe I have something to learn from you. You brought something out of me I didn't know I had.
So yeah, that first episode was mostly just establishing things. Guidance. I have already forgot what guidance is about. Oh yeah, this is when Steven and Amethyst are walking through town and seeing that a lot of the Homeworld gems are just doing the same things they were doing on Homeworld. And Steven's like, you can do other things. You can do, it's like, really? You're just doing the same things you were doing on Homeworld? You don't want to do other things that you haven't done before, maybe? Steven is so bothered by this. It's like, come on, I made this whole homeschool thing to teach you the other things to do on Earth. So he's just going around town with the Homeworld gem saying, okay, you do this, just do something you haven't done before, which goes terribly. It just causes chaos around town.
Here you go, and I'll take that. Here you go. Mission complete!
So Steven and Amethyst have to fuse into smoky quartz to save everybody.
Hey guys, you cool? Get it? Because of the ice. No, but seriously, the roller coaster still crashes into the ocean.
So Amethyst tells Steven, yeah, maybe just let them do what they want to do. Rosebuds. Hey, remember the Zoom-ins from season 4? The Zoom-ins, as they're called? Give Steven a call and say, hey, how's it going? Why don't you drop by for a visit? So they go visit the human zoo, and Holly Blue Agate is there for a microscopic cameo.
But all they talk about is Steven. Steven!
Hi, Holly. Bye, Holly.
Bye, Holly. She was just there for a second. Holy shit, is that rose quartz? What is she doing here? You know that room full of bubbles earlier in season 4? Those were actually rose quartz gems in the bubbles. They unpoofed them all. Now there's a lot of rose quartzes around. They're like, what do we do with these? What do we do with these rose quartzes here? So they take a few of them back home and everyone freaks out about it. Pearl and Greg specifically. They're like, absolutely not.
You want to join us for dinner?
Nope.
There's not much going on in this episode other than, haha, it's funny because it's his dead mother.
I'm dying! I am dead, Rose Quartz!
I forget how this episode ends, but I think they just leave, and then it's over. Volleyball. So White Diamond had a Pearl, the one with the cracked eye, you remember? But she used to be Pink Diamond's Pearl before Pearl became her Pearl, you know? That sentence was easy to follow. So Steven's playing doctor, healing some gem wounds, and he tries to heal the crack that's on Pink Pearl's eye, and it's not healing. What's going on? And to avoid confusion between the two Pearl characters, they named the Pink Pearl
Volleyball.
Volleyball? That's so funny.
Yeah, her name's Volleyball now. Sure, I guess. So they take Volleyball to the Pearl Factory, which is a giant clam, obviously, and they find out that the cracked eye is actually a psychological wound. She's manifesting the crack in her eye, because Pink Diamond used to have very intense tantrums and would accidentally hurt Volleyball. So there was a little bit of abuse going on there. They explain it better in the episode.
You remember how she was, with her destructive powers throwing tantrums left and right? She had a screen that could crack the walls. She didn't mean to hurt me. I just happened to be standing too close to her that time.
And Steven's hearing all this terrible stuff about Pink Diamond again. Oh, I'm so sick of hearing about all the terrible things she's done. I just want to fix this problem. Pretty much having the exact same effect as a Pink Diamond tantrum, so Volleyball's cowering over here. Uh-oh, Pearl and Volleyball get trapped in a clam. They have an emotional bonding moment and fuse into Mega Pearl and they bust out of there. And we don't get to see Volleyball's healed eye. We just do not get to see it. Blue Bird. This fucking gem shows up out of nowhere with a British accent.
Bluebird, that's right, at your service. All right, give us a hug then.
Oh, cute.
And Steven's like, oh no, it's Aquamarine from season 4. And the crystal gems take him into the bathroom and tell him like, no, it's not, Steven. This is literally not Aquamarine. Come on, Steven, give her a chance. She's a new gem character.
I think Bluebird is a fusion of Aquamarine and Eyeball.
Well, duh.
It's pretty obvious.
What? How come you're all so calm about this? They must have fused because they both hate me.
That was them. This is Bluebird.
Isn't it convenient that Bluebird just showed up here at my house?
Steven, you've literally invited all problematic gems from across the universe to come here and learn a better way of living.
Well, right.
Listen, Stewball, if you don't want this gem around, that's totally fair.
No, you guys are right. Everyone deserves a chance to change.
And Bluebird proceeds to do a little trolling.
How'd that happen?
You obviously shook it.
Bluebird is just trolling Steven most of the episode. Like, oh, she's about to do something evil. And she's like, no, I'm not. And after all those misunderstandings, Steven's starting to trust Bluebird now. She's not actually evil. And immediately he sees Bluebird dangling Greg from the sky. Like, oh, I'm gonna drop him. And then Greg cuts his long hair to escape and all the fans are like, they all gasp. They're all gasping. And turns out Bluebird was Aquamarine and the Eyeball Ruby fused. They were a fusion of those two antagonists from earlier. They literally bond over their hatred of Steven.
Imagine how much better it would feel to fuse to support each other instead of tearing someone down. Your life would fill with warmth and friendship and joy and love and...
Wowie wow! He is so annoying!
I hate him so much.
I know, me
too.
Are you kidding me?
And then I think the crystal gems fuse into Alexandrite to get rid of her, to flick her away. I hope I'm remembering that right. Was it a flick? Did they just flick her away for real? They get rid of Bluebird somehow. A very special episode. So this episode is pure comedy. So we got Rainbow Quartz 2.0 babysitting Onion, and we got Sunstone teaching safety lessons to some gem characters. But wait, isn't Steven in both of those fusions? How is he doing both of those at once? This is literally a SpongeBob episode. Steven going back and forth between babysitting Onion and teaching the gem character safety. Because when Steven is not with Pearl to be Rainbow 2.0, Onion is just being a menace to Pearl.
Steven, everything is out of control! I think he's in the walls! I don't know how he got there!
And when Steven is not with Garnet to be Sunstone, Garnet's just giving them terrible safety advice.
Can you handle things on your own for a little bit?
No problem. My students love me. Let me tell you all the ways you can get hit by a car.
Ah, Garnet!
Let me tell you all the ways you can get hit by a car. She was so funny in this episode.
Wait, is he gonna jump? Onion, don't you do it! Onion!
So Steven's like, let's bring Onion to the safety class so they can be in the same area.
I'm combining all my responsibilities into one responsibility. It's brilliant. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Hey, where has Amethyst been this whole episode?
Hey, wait! I need Steven!
What is it, Amethyst?
I just miss you, man. I haven't seen you for like 11 minutes.
Steven Universe, dead from exhaustion.
No!
Now, it turns out this was all a PSA from Sunstone.
It's cool to want to help people, but it's also cool to just say you're too busy. Who are you talking to? Ow!
Pearl died from a volleyball to the head. These future episodes are so jam-packed with content. I've only gone through 6 episodes. I've been recording for like half an hour. They had to cram it. They had to cram. They had to cram. None of this will be in the video. They went all in on this epilogue season. After that season 5 wedding episode, they're like, okay, wrap this up in 5 episodes. You're done. Maybe you get a movie. And another season. Call it an epilogue series. They let them have it. Okay, I'm done with my tangent. A snow day. The crystal gems miss when Steven was a child and didn't have responsibilities. Good thing it's a snow day, so he's staying indoors. Before I continue, there was this season 1 episode where Amethyst and Garnet had this game called Steven Tag.
Steven tagged you. Now you have to turn into Steven.
It's the rules.
And they bring that back in this episode. Amethyst wants to play Steven Tag.
You get tagged, you have to turn into Steven.
But I'm already Steven.
Nah, bruh. Classic Steven.
Classic Classic Steven?
And all the crystal gems join in, and we get to see Pearl as a Steven. It is very cursed.
The power of Steven tag compels me!
They're all trying to tag Steven so he can shapeshift back into his younger form. And all the gem Stevens fuse into Alexandrite Steven and hurl a fireball at him. This sure is a wacky cartoon series. Steven's like, fine, I'll shapeshift.
He's so cute!
No, I'm not!
Steven's like, come on, guys. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm a teenager. And they're like, okay, next episode. Why so blue? Steven and Lapis go to this random island. They find 2 other Lapis Lazulis and try to stop them from terraforming this planet. Wait, is this a different planet or is this just a different part of Earth? Are they on Earth or a different planet? I forget. I forget if they're on Earth or on a different planet.
What a gorgeous planet!
So Steven and Lapis are trying to stop these 2 other Lapis Lazulis from terraforming this planet because it's destructive. This is destructive behavior. So Steven tries the peaceful approach first, like, hey, let's dance. Well, at least one of them was into it. And then, of course, Lapis has to fight the other 2 Lapisi. And they get one of the 2 Lapises to join the little homeschool. Yay! Little graduation. So Lars came back to Earth a little bit to open a pastry shop. Very successful. He's so good at baking. Steven walks in like, hey, what's up, Lars? And then Sadie walks in. Steven freaks out like, oh my gosh, Sadie and Lars in the same room. But Sadie already has a partner and Lars is like, okay, cool.
So, how's stuff going with Shep?
Huh? Shep?
Great! They're so cool!
They met while she was on tour with the Suspects. It's cool.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
And it's this really complex dynamic where Sadie has a partner, Lars is cool with that. Steven's like, what? I thought Lars and Sadie were going to be a couple. I thought they loved each other. He's still shipping Lars and Sadie together. Just die-hard shipping there.
Hey, I'm Shep. It's cool to finally meet you.
Steven is just so uncomfortable with the state of affairs this whole episode.
You know, a lot of people say you don't really know someone until you've been stranded on an island with them.
What? People say that?
Yeah.
Steven has never looked more punchable than this screen cap. That smug-ass grin on his face makes me so mad. So Sadie is pretty happy with her life. Lars is gonna go back to space, and Steven's like, wait, none of this is right. I'm accidentally making a force field. So Steven thought there was just some unresolved issue between Lars and Sadie, and they both had to tell them, no, there's not. We talked about it in private. You just didn't see it. Which is so funny.
She knows how happy I am that she found someone better for her.
And Lars knows I'm really glad he found himself in space with his new gem friends.
But when did this happen? I didn't see any of this.
That's because it was private.
He's like, wait, things can happen outside of my perspective? Things happen when I'm not in the room to witness? What the fuck? So anyway, the force field goes away and everything's fine. Prickly pear! Steven grows a cactus. I can just move on from that. I don't need to say more. Steven grows a cactus. That's all that happens in the episode. Okay, but like actually the cactus comes to life because Steven grew the cactus. And the cactus is just absorbing all of Steven's angst and grows into a monster. And they defeat the cactus by hugging the cactus because the cactus wanted a hug. And it turns into a flower, I think. It turns into a flower? I forget. In dreams. Man, we need some Peridot in this season.
Steven!
The return of Camp Pining Hearts!
Oh, how I've missed her. So Peridot's really into this show, Camp Pining Hearts. And there's a reboot that came out, and Steven and Peridot watched the reboot, and they're like, no, this is terrible! What a terrible reboot! And Steven's having dream powers again. He has Camp Pining Hearts dreams, but they keep getting intercepted with diamond trauma. And Peridot's like, wait, we can harness these dreams and record them on a VHS? Then we can have better episodes of Camp Pining Hearts. These dreams are better episodes. But eventually the dreams turn into nightmares and get too scary.
Peridot, come on, we gotta stop.
This scene right here was such a cool visual. I love that. The TV screen wall. Anyway, I think this episode ends with Steven and Peridot learning to like the new reboot, ironically.
Jasmine, you just buried a body in the woods, and now you're mad that Rodrigo cheated at cards? This show is the worst.
This show is the best.
Bismuth casual. Steven, Connie, Pearl, and Bismuth go to a roller rink. And nothing happens at the roller rink. Let's go. I'm not bringing that back. But, like, really, what happens in this episode? For some reason, Steven is nervous to roller skate with Connie because Connie's other friends are there.
What am I doing?
Like, bro, how do you have social anxiety? You're literally Steven Universe.
And what are you gonna do? Skate with Connie! Then go do it! Connie!
Steven?
And they fuse on the skate floor, and it's a great time.
Let's get this party started.
Great time. I should not have my leg up on the chair like that. Together forever. That's a better Rick Astley song than Never Gonna Give You Up, Fight Me. So Connie is one of those super smart people where they're just in college as a teenager. They got in there so early. And Steven's having to deal with this long-distance relationship because Connie's so far away.
Jayhawk, huh? Where's Beach City? Oh, that's really far.
And Steven talks to Ruby like, how do I let Connie know how I feel? And Ruby gets so excited like, Steven, you should propose to her. It worked out so well for me and Sapphire, we nearly canceled the show with our wedding. So Steven talks to Sapphire to see if that's a good idea, and she agrees. Propose to Connie.
All right, friends. Take a good look at this guy while you can, because today may be his last day.
Steven!
Brian! So Steven has this picnic set up, he's playing guitar, serenading her, and he... Oh my god, I remember reacting to this episode for the first time. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Steven gets down on one knee with a glow stick bracelet and proposes, let's stay as Stevani together.
Will you marry me?
What?
Let's get married and live as Stevani.
What?
And Connie's like, Steven, we're way too young to commit to something like this. Like, they clearly both love each other, it's just too early for this.
Is it a no?
It's a not now, Steven.
But if we're sure that we're gonna spend our lives together, why not say it now?
We've got plenty of time.
And Steven takes that rejection hard. So afterwards, at night, Steven talks to Garnet like, why did Ruby and Sapphire tell me to do that? That was a bad idea. And Garnet's like, yeah, sorry about that. Growing pains. Steven is bulging. Got pink bulging tumors growing out of him. Sorry, I should have led with that. So he's got to go see a doctor. The doctor takes an x-ray of him. He's like, interesting.
There's a clear history of numerous fractures, like here on the skull. It almost looks as if the bones healed themselves the instant the injuries occurred.
Are these pink bulges somehow related to your emotional status, like everything is with him?
Steven, do you remember anything bad in your childhood that particularly stuck with you?
And then Steven recaps all of season 1.
I kind of freaked out when they canceled my favorite ice cream. And then I got attacked by a giant bug monster. And I got trapped in a bubble and almost drowned. I lost control of my body and turned into a blob of cats. I almost turned so old I died. Amethyst almost died. Pearl did die. Garnet got destabilized right in front of me. I woke up with a black eye imprisoned on a spaceship.
Steven, this is serious.
But that was just the early stuff.
This was such a cool scene showing every traumatic thing that has ever happened to Steven just compounded. Like, damn, this kid has really gone through it. So after recounting all of that, he bulges to the size of the room, takes up the entire doctor room. Doctor room? Patient room? What is that? The term doctor room didn't sound right. Takes up the entire doctor's room. So Connie and Greg show up, gotta get him to calm down and shrink down to normal size. Mr. Universe. Steven hangs out with his dad this episode. They go on a dang road trip. Greg takes Steven to see his old childhood home. Greg wanted to find an old CD he liked in that house. They get the CD, get back in the van, listen to the CD, and Greg's like, oh man, this is a great CD.
Anything that you can be, the things you see and cannot see are Mr. Universe.
Dad? Is this where our name comes from?
Yeah.
And Steven has some kind of epiphany. Like, Dad, you had, like, a normal upbringing. You had a house, a family, you went to school. I didn't have any of that.
Where does Mr. Universe make you want to go?
Dad, this isn't helping. I don't need this song. I need what you had.
What?
I wish I could have grown up in a house like that.
No, you don't.
Maybe your parents weren't so bad. Maybe they gave you curfews and chaperones and meatloaf for a reason.
Steven, you don't know what they were like.
They can't be worse than Mom's family. I went halfway across the galaxy for them, and this was right here?
I'm tempted to just let this whole scene play out because it's great, but like, because I don't really remember how it goes, but it's really good.
You grew up with actual freedom.
I grew up in a van.
Anyway, Steven gets all pink and heated like they're in an argument and tears the wheel off the van, and they crash.
I'm proud of you.
What?
You know, I never had the guts to tell my old man off like that. I'm glad you can tell me anything. You know you can tell me anything, right? You're having a hard time right now. I get it. We'll get the van fixed up. We can head back home. We'll get you some more ice cream. How does that sound? Heck, we can have ice cream for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and
I'm actually gonna rewatch this episode after I finish recording, because I remember this episode being really good. Fragments. Steven's like, okay, this pink stuff going on with me is becoming a problem. I'm gonna go meet up with Jasper and train on how to effectively use this pink power. So he trains with Jasper and gets really buff. He's a big buff guy now. As he's fighting with Jasper, Jasper is telling him, don't hold back. And Steven's like, okay, bet.
I have been holding back.
He's like, oh fuck, I didn't mean to actually kill her. But luckily, the bathtub full of diamond elixirs brings her back. Homeworld bound. So Steven's kind of freaked out. Maybe he's got to talk to the diamonds about this. He goes back to Homeworld and talks to the diamonds, and we see what the diamonds have been up to. And hey, look at that, Spinel is here.
Steven!
Fennell, what is wrong with you?
Oh, you know, the usual.
I like that line. That's a good one. Okay, so Yellow Diamond is fixing gems, bringing them to their natural sizes. And Blue Diamond, instead of making gems sad, she's able to make them happy with her happy clouds. Everyone can just get high on her happy clouds, you know?
You can't just magically make me feel better.
Yes, I can. That's literally my new power.
And White Diamond takes an interesting turn. Instead of taking over gems with her mind, other gems are able to take over her body. It's like an inverse of her power. So Steven takes over White Diamond's body and panics immediately, like, oh god, this is not what I needed.
I don't want to be you. I don't want to be anything like you. Why won't you just go away? Why am I so afraid? She's the one who should be afraid. What's going on?
And he tries to bash White Diamond's head into a pillar.
This is for everything you put me through.
Steven's like, I gotta go. I need to leave. I need to get out of here immediately post-haste. Everything's fine. Yeah. So this is all too much for Steven to handle, so he's just gonna bottle it up inside of him. Even though he's just glowing pink the whole time, he's just gonna pretend everything's fine and normal.
I'm fine!
And as he tries to blend back into Little Homeschool, he keeps causing scenes.
My anvil!
What's up, man?
I wanted to see if you needed any more players, because I'm ready to have a ball. I did it. I didn't mess anything up.
So he goes back home and all the Gems and Greg and Connie are there like, we gotta talk. This is an intervention.
I can just keep messing up and fixing things forever, and you'll never have to know or think about any of it. You think I'm so great and I'm so mature and I always know what to do, but that's not true. I haven't learned a thing from my problems. They've all just made me worse.
And Steven finally breaks down in the middle of the room and thinks he's a horrible person, thinks he's a monster. And then... I am my monster.
Steven is a giant kaiju monster, and nobody knows what to do about it. And they all start crying. Connie shows up to the rescue and tells them to get their shit together. And they all give Steven a hug, and he's back.
The future. So Steven's doing much better now. He's in therapy. And Steven announces to the Gems that he's moving out.
I decided to move out. Don't worry about me. I have a very comprehensive plan to visit all 39 states before I decide where to settle down. And I can still video chat my new therapist while I'm on the road. Do not try to talk me out of this.
At first, they have little to no reaction to it, which is confusing for Steven. They're all just wishing him good luck out there, and as he's driving away, he looks back at them. Turns around, he's like, what the heck, guys? I thought this would be a big crying moment, and then it's a big crying moment. Of course everyone would be sad to see Steven go. Even us, the fans, were sad to see him go. He's been gone for 6 years now. Anyway, he goes, and we get a cool end credits song.
Just a little time. Just a little something
that I don't think I can play because it's copyrighted. And that has been the future of the universe, Steven. Let me know what you guys think of this camera angle. Does this work? It gets the microphone out of the way so it's not covering my whole torso. So there's that. I have no idea what my next YouTube video is gonna be about. But who gives a darn? Hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget...